These are some of the things that are concerning. The children from St. Mary's Catholic Church has still not been released. The members from, that's Niger State, they were kidnapped. 165 of them are still missing. The government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, somehow, when the US delegation was around, got 100 of them their release. That is the truth. What else do you think happened? They negotiated and got 100 out. It was news. 100 of these, the 300 Christian students have been released. How did they pick the 100? Did they force the remaining 160? Did the 100 convert to Islam to get released? How much was paid? Who paid it? Where was the money wired to? Who collected the money? Like, the information is not there. Like, what is going on in Nigeria? What is going on? What is going on? Why is nobody asking these questions? They kidnapped 260 something after the 50 that they had added, making it 315. It was found that those 50 did not go with the kidnappers. They escaped into the bush and went home. So the government came to lie initially that, oh, they released 50. No, the parents said, no, it's not true what happened. What happened was those ones were not taken before. So the actual number was said to be 265. They were there for more than 2-3 weeks. And the US delegation, led by the Honorable Riley Moore, may God bless him for his effort and tenacity, member of the US Congressional House Appropriations Committee, went to Nigeria to go and do fact-finding mission. Yes, they went to Malam Nur Ribadu's office. They went to Benue, the reprobate governor of Benue, former priest, who has joined politics and forgot his faith, who denies the genocide. I mean, Governor Alia of Benue. He denies, Benue is one of the most impacted states in recent times. The governor denies the Christian genocide. And he's a priest or former priest. Don't get me started, man. It is terrible what is happening in Nigeria. But I just wanted to let you guys know that the world, look at what the world is watching. From the United States where I live, we are noticing that terrorists have now been caught in Kwara. The weapons they had, AK-47 they had a tag on it. And that tag has been traced to the National Security Advisor's Office, NSA. The head of the NSA is Malam Nuhu Ribadu, a Fulani man as well. So there is a confirmation that the weapons the terrorists used to kill Nigerians comes from the Nigerian government. That's what the United States Congress, the US government, the CIA, the authorities in America, that's what they know now. That's, well, they knew before. To be honest, America knows this. The world is now knowing because terrorists have confessed, the weapons have been found. But the NSA said excuse, the Malam Nur Ribadu's excuse is that he is arming Meyeti Allah, the group that the US has recommended to be proscribed as a terror group because they are the ones killing the most people, Fulani Islamic militia. We were wondering where they get their weapons. Now we know it is the oil they sell in the Niger Delta and borrow others after looting, use it to buy weapons, give it to the NSA, and the NSA give it to his brothers to go and commit Christian genocide and wipe out people that don't believe in their extreme views. That's what's happening. That's what the world is now seeing. It's exposing. Imagine if this thing happens in America or any country that makes sense, that has sense. Not a dead country like Nigeria where people don't they only think about food and they don't, nothing shocks a Nigerian, nothing shocks us. This should be breaking news on every TV, media, blogs, that the NSA is the one arming the Fulani Islamic militia that is doing the most harm to Nigerians, including kidnapping for ransom, cattle rustling, killing farmers, using their cattle to eat their grains, and now going to commit genocide, burning churches, beheading priests, taking over communities, displacing 11 million people. All these are Fulani Islamic militia and Boko Haram in Borno. We now know who arms them. It is the Office of the National Security Advisor of Nigeria, appointed by the President Tinubu. How? Can you Are we following that if there is no breaking news that the NSA has been arrested this morning in Nigeria, and the government of Tinubu has distanced himself from it to call for a massive investigation of what is happening, then what the world is seeing is that the president of Nigeria is the one arming and committing the genocide. This is dangerous for President Tinubu. So for those that will watch this live stream and those that are watching right now, if you can reach the president, tell him that I believe, and many others believe, that he's not extreme. He does not want his country to be, well, we think so. I might be wrong, but I believe that maybe Tinubu is not interested in radical Islamic terrorism. I believe he would like a secure country. But the look is not looking good for him. Mr. President, sir, what is happening in Nigeria is not looking good. I know you bought the Nigerian media. Governors are falling over themselves to decamp to your useless APC, for example. I just heard that the Plateau governor has joined the Tinubu's party. Congratulations. That ends in Abuja and Lagos and your useless media in Nigeria. The war does not end there. What the international community is seeing is that you, through your NSA office, are committing genocide. No whether it's dangerous for you, sir. You can be charged to the International Criminal Court. You can, you as president of Nigeria today, based on what's going on, unless you quickly take action to show that you're not part of what is happening. This is serious. It's not something you can use propaganda, buy Arise TV, this one, buy to the lie to Nigerians. Propaganda. No. We're talking of a genocide. We're talking of more than 11 million people in IDP camps, witnesses to this crime. And we are now traced the weapons from the terrorists that have been caught in Kwara, traced to your NSA. If he is not fired today and arrested, and the Nigerian government do an expansive investigation into all the weapons that they've issued and how to retrieve them and prosecute every single one, then the person who is president and all governmental officials, including the National Assembly, are all implicitly complicit in the Christian genocide in Nigeria. That is how serious what is going on is. That is how serious what is going on in Nigeria is. That terrorists were caught in Kwara with guns, tagged weapons, and it has now been traced to the office of the National Security Advisor, NSA. And he came to say that he gives them to militias, which is the Milieti Allah, a group that the America has also said they wanted to proscribe as a terror group. So Nigeria's government, using Nigerians' resources from stolen money from Niger Delta to procure weapons to slaughter Christians across Nigeria, to make it an Islamic state. So Nigeria is looking like a terrorist state. I hope the advisors of the current government will quickly do the right thing. This is serious. This is breaking, and I'm sure something has to be done, because you cannot deny the truth. You cannot deny it has been only the classified security circles knew this before now. But breaking news is that terrorists that were caught in Kwara, among those who goes to churches to kill people and kidnap for ransom, they were caught with weapons issued by, tagged, and traced to the office of the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, who led the delegation to US when Trump was saying he's going to come guns blazing to kill the terrorists if Nigerian government fails to do it. He led a delegation, the same NSA, went to meet Pete Hegseth, went to tell them, oh, nothing, no genocide, it's a lie. They don't like us. They are opposition. It's politics. That man that came to America, I don't think he can come again. Having now been caught red-handed as a weapon supplier to terrorists. I don't know. Well, America has already banned 95% of Nigerians anyway, unfortunately. But it's temporal. Nigeria will need a leadership that distance themselves from terrorism, not this APC and the rest of them that enjoys terrorism. Terrorism is their foot soldiers. They arm them, they fund them, they protect them, and they use money to do lobbies to hide the crime. But what they could not hide are the mass graves. What they could not hide are the 11 million IDPs scattered across Nigeria, across neighboring countries. I was just told recently that more than 120,000 Nigerians are in Cameroon, IDPs. More than 120,000. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I see my brother Nandi. Uh, Thank you very much for that. What I'm expecting if the NSA is, because what the NSA is reporting is that they arm militia groups. That's what the office of the NSA is saying. It's not that they are denying, because the weapons were the weapons were traced to his office. So there is a smoking gun on this issue. And I thank you for joining my brother, Nawabara. Good to see you. Terrorists that were caught in Kwara, and I suspect you follow this issue, were caught with weapons that is tagged, which is a good thing. I mentioned it that is kudos to the Nigerian security system, because that's how it is in America. Every weapon is tagged. But in Nigeria, many small arms are proliferating. But on this issue, the rifles they had were tagged to the National Security Advisor's office. So this is red-handed connection. Unless there was a breakout, somebody wants to join on video. Let me see if I can add that person. Kiwi Dara. I don't know who that person is, but let me see if I can add. Um, oh, unable to add guests at this time. I've been having issues adding people on the phone. Um, I've not. I'm new to this live stream. I do Twitter Spaces in the past, but very new to the live stream. So I'll sort it out in the new year because this is our last live stream for this year. You can see I'm wearing my Christmas hat already. So holiday time are here. So we'll be back in January and continue until we can raise global awareness to stop the Christian genocide and the genocide of other groups, including the killing of Muslims. We will not stop. My organization, Save Nigeria Group USA, is trying to raise awareness that the killing of Christians should not continue or allowed to. I don't know, can I add Wabara on video? Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if I can add you. I don't know. I just sent you requests. Maybe we can have an interaction. That would be great. So on the NSA's office, haven't been traced, the weapons with the terrorists traced to the NSA office. I believe that that is grounds enough for his resigning at a minimum. He has to resign or fired at a minimum because perception is everything. You cannot claim that you are not part of something and your office, either you are so nonchalant that, hello, can you hear me? There you go. Oh, Savia Barbara, I greet you, sir. I greet you. I greet you. Good. I've been trying to add people on the stuff since I started it, and it always tells me it's no. I see which kind of network. I don't know. I'm glad your network worked, and this is what I wanted, so that it's not just me talking. I can get that interaction. So, can you tell me? Okay, let me quickly say this: that one of the reasons what I expect Nigeria to do with those weapons traced to the NSA, there's no denier it came from the NSA office. That much is clear. At the minimum, if it's a country that is not Nigeria, the NSA will resign either today or arrested for investigation. That's the minimum, so that we will know the actual fact. But for not to be arrested or having not resigned, I have not seen that he has resigned yet. It means that the president is involved. That's the risk the Nigerian president faces. I'm telling you how the US see it. At least me now, my organization is working with the Nigerian US Congress. I was there a few weeks ago, and I'm still going soon. I won't want to mention when. I know what they are saying, what they are seeing. So how they see it is that this from the top. So I would like to hear what you think. Having this of this Kwara incident with used weapons traced to the NSA, and the NSA confirming that they gave militia groups, or sorry, the civil defense. I forgot what the word is, but they said they gave weapons, and these weapons are the ones the terrorists. In fact, it is the Meyetti Allah that they armed that are the most deadly terror groups that the US is trying to prescribe, add them to Boko Haram, which is something that they have to do quickly. But let me hear you, my brother Walbara. If I'm wrong here, I'll be very appreciative of your perspective.
Okay. On the issue of the NSA,
yes,
giving people weapon, that's the area I have my difference. In that the people who are perpetrating these crimes, we know that they capture some of these vigilantes, some of these security personnel, seize their weapons. Yes, and seize their weapons and kill them. So they can easily deny the source of their weapon and target on the Nigerian authority. Like you are saying, oh, they said the government gave them weapon, NSA gave them weapon. That can be a false witness. That's where I'm coming from.
Yes, but it cannot be known until a proper investigation, right?
Yes. Where we should be hammering is transparency on the part of the government.
Right.
Transparency. And then trying people that are captured properly.
Right.
And then doing wholesome investigation. It is only when they do proper investigation that we'll be able to say, yes, this is the source of these weapons.
Okay, yes.
I don't think the NSA is giving weapons to ISWAP and some of these groups. I don't think so, and I don't think you also think so.
No, for me, ISWAP and Boko Haram, which are already proscribed in America as foreign terror organizations and even in Nigeria, I don't believe. I have my suspicion, but I have no evidence to show that the NSA is arming them. The only thing I'm basing my conversation now on is the Fulani Islamic militia, who are seen as headers in Nigeria, bandits. They are the most deadly from the reports we have gotten as an organization, because we get reports directly from Benue, Plateau, Southern Kaduna, and the rest of them. And they tell us the people displacing our communities are Fulani Islamic militia. They're not Boko Haram. And Boko Haram is largely in Borno. The problem they have is the armed vigilante. They call them Meyetti Allah. Some people, if somebody they shot him in the head, he survived. He came to US and told us. There's also another child. I released a video yesterday who was also shot in the head. She survived. I don't know how these people survive, but they tell you their own story. And this group called the Fulani Islamic Militia, which they call headers, and they are members of Meyetti Allah. So if these people have been found with guns, I hear you. It's possible that they could kill the vigilantes who were issued and take the weapons. And are you suspecting that they could be lying against the government? Again, those are open to interpretation upon investigation. But from the perspective of outsiders, who already are suspecting that the Nigerian government is not sincere with its fight against this terror group. Because yesterday there was a professor who went on Channels TV or Arise and said that the new defense minister is no longer a military man. He should not try it to declare war on the Islamic terrorists. That he should negotiate with them like they did in Niger Delta. They will not take it. He went on Channels TV after Segumi to say that the new defense minister, they know he's coming to, he should not try it, that they would. So they're on TV defending them. We are finding weapons traced to Umru Ribadu. Are you seeing how outsiders will see this, Mr. Waba?
Yes, I appreciate this position. Then again, it is known that religion is playing some parts in this confusion in Nigeria and the complicitness of the administration. Some people in power who are Muslims are sympathetic to the jihadist force. And that has been creating confusion even in the military. So you see that the problem is hierarchy-headed.
Because we saw them, sorry to interrupt you, we saw them indoctrinating people they call repentant Boko Haram into the military. That's in US Congress when we were having a meeting. They were like, what country puts terrorist people back into their army? So those are some of the questions. So, but sorry to distract. Go ahead. I'm enjoying your conversation.
Yes. So what you have just said, what the international community observe is also there. Why? Because some of the people, top people in the government, are Muslims who are sympathetic to jihad.
Unfortunately.
And that is the root of the problem. That is the root of the problem. Indeed, that's why some people are calling for the country to be divided. Because you see people up there who are in government, who are supposed to work for the good of the country, sabotaging the entire system. So it is a big, big problem.
I don't know if you notice, on this topic, let me quickly say this, that what we observe is that when President Trump of US redesignated Nigeria as a country of particular concern on November 1st, there was something that happened in Nigeria. I think it was November 1st. Yes, it was November 1st. He also threatened that if Nigeria do not stop the killing of Christians, that the US is willing and able. The next day was a Saturday. He did this on a Friday. The next day, there was a large, peaceful protest. I call it peaceful, but it was terrible. In Kano, with people burning US flag, burning Trump effigy, waving ISIS flag, chanting Iran, and it was well attended. They did not arrest any of them. They did not shoot tear gas. It was more peaceful than Lekki toll gate and SARS. And what the US government saw with a Nigeria in Kano, Kano is one of our big cities, with thousands of people burning Islam, burning Trump and Fiji, to America and hailing Iran cases. This thing. They were like, this problem looks worse than we actually thought. And the country is like a terrorist state. So that's the perspective that I don't know whether Nigerians are even aware of. Because the videos, I have some of the videos. The US has it. The global community is watching Nigeria. You mean it that the thousands of people can come out burning US flags, waving ISIS flags, saying "Take to America" because Trump threatened to come and take out the terrorists? That means we welcome terrorism, which is what you are also touching on. But what would be a solution? I think President Tinubu is part of this. In my opinion, I don't like the man. I never voted for him. But I don't think he's extreme. His wife is a pastor. So I don't see why he would allow his country that he's president of to be burning US flags, chanting death to America, calling for ISIS and Al-Qaeda. In fact, ISIS West Africa released a video after that, showing their prowess in Nigeria. This is West Africa. They call themselves ISWAP.
There is his network has stopped about.
No, but I can hear you now. Sorry, go ahead. Let me quickly allow you before your network drops you. So go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is,
Nigerian network is coming to interject our conversation here, but I really
becoming Islamized.
Yeah.
And when people say Nigeria has become, I for one, I see that Nigeria is not yet a country. When there's a section of the country that is forcing others to believe in their religion, really to kill us those who do not believe, that would not be called a country.
Right.
So the root of this is in the amalgamation of the northern and southern protectorates by the British. Now the problem is overwhelming us because the government or people in government who are from the northern extracts are complicit in terrorism in Nigeria. Like I listened to you the other day. Some of these people were listed by United Arab Emirates. They exposed them. Or is it Saudi Arabia? One of these
UAE.
So if it's a responsible government, they will start from there. But because some people of the northern extracts are in government and having overwhelming influence, that is why it is very, very difficult as it is now. So my prayer is that it will not come to a stage when even the soldiers will decamp.
Wow.
They are putting up some soldiers to die in war front,
Hmm.
especially soldiers from the southern parts.
Hmm.
So you see that the problem is not so easy to solve.
It is
It is a
complicated.
country like the US coming in with their own neutrality
Hmm.
that can restore some form of confidence.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
as for the Nigerian government, the way it is being constituted now,
Hmm.
and the overwhelming influence, the northern extracts, I don't want to mention names in this conversation,
Hmm.
now the northern extracts, you know, are overwhelmingly controlling, then it is very, very difficult.
Hmm.
Very, very difficult.
I hear,
take movies.
I hear you very much, and I thank you for your candor. You've said, you've kind of confirmed some of the things I also, my position. My position is that there are people high in government. Well, it's not even no longer my position. We just trace weapons to the high office of the NSA. So I don't think that anybody can deny that there needs to be proper investigation, but there's lack of that sincerity in the current government of Nigeria. And this started even during Buhari, the late Buhari, where we tolerate this. Sheikh Gumi has said that we should create a budget item for them. That they are not wicked people. They're just hungry. They just need money. That's why they are killing people. That's why they are kidnapping people. So I watched the Sheikh Gumi interview. I'm like, my God, are you serious? And he compares it to the Niger Delta, which I'm sure Nnamdi Wabara you know very well because of where you work. So you compare Niger Delta freedom fighters who compare it. Okay, what is the demand of the terrorists? That we should all be Islamized? How do you agree with them? Like at what point? Niger Delta wanted resource control. That was the overarching fight. What do they want? Jihad.
So, so let me say something. You can see that it's impossible to come and say you want to Islamize Nigeria.
It's impossible.
So for me, the bottom line is the states that do not agree to fortify themselves.
Right.
Fortify themselves against the invaders. And the problem with that is when they try to do that, like now they cannot try to do with the Eastern Security Network, I didn't like the way he plotted it. Yeah, you don't bring a military setup into an existing government and expect them to keep quiet.
Right.
So the way and manner he did it, I did not support. But you could see that what's left is for regions to protect themselves against Islamization. And if we are not careful about it, it could lead to a widespread conflict. And that's the way I see the country,
my challenge here by Mr. Wabara is that the country, there's this cognitive dissonance in Nigeria, in southern Nigeria. They think this crisis is not, it never reach our house. It is until the CSC church in Kwara was attacked that I started to hear voices from my friends in the southwest. And they say, this is not reach Kwara. Kwara is by Oyo State. It got reach Lagos. It's getting serious. So I was like, it's not today day break. I'm not be so that they talk for Nigeria. Not today day break. So all this cry they're crying in Plateau, in Benue, even now in Kogi, Equa Church was attacked on Sunday. I don't know if you know. And they adopted 37 members and they're asking for 600 million. In church, Equa Church in Kogi. Kogi is just after Edo, Okene, Auchi. So at what point is Nigerian South, Christians in particular, would say, we need to at least peacefully come out and say, this has to stop. And the world is watching and looking at the Nigerian government, pretending that they don't know what. Okay, before I let you go, Mr. Wabar, can you explain how 265 children were kidnapped in a Catholic school in Niger State? And during the US visit, Nigerian government said they secured the release of 100. In fact, the president and the media celebrated that they've secured the release of 100 of them. How did that happen? Who did they negotiate with them? Where are the remaining 165? Do you understand how that looks from an outsider?
Well, for me, that incident is very, very questionable. Very, very questionable. The only area I have sympathy with that approach is this. If President Tinubu and the security system are maybe fearful about casualties, possibly that is why they opted to find a soft landing, possibly paying ransom or whatever means they have used, without securing the arrests of all those people that took them into custody, all those people that kidnapped them. Because that is the wonder. How did you rescue the people? When you rescued them, what about the people that kept them? What did you do to them?
Right. Right.
So I have no information. All that is shrouded in mystery.
Exactly.
So my only sympathy about that measure is possibly, well, in order not to cause collateral damage, they have, opted to use that strategy. And the only way it will seem fair to me is after rescuing the children and their teachers, then you go on offensive against the kidnappers. So, but again, you can see that the kidnappers are using a tactic against them by not releasing all at once. So you see that it's a dilemma, even for the government, even if they wanted to say, okay, pay the ransom, release the people, then later we'll go and find where they are and attack. They can't do that because they have not released all.
This tells you that this group is sophisticated. This group is sophisticated because this is a very even the big groups like Al-Qaeda and the rest of them. They use tactics like this.
So you see that even though we blame the government and say, why didn't you attack the people? How did you rescue the people and so on? These issues are there.
Yes, I agree with that.
A government that doesn't want to cause so much collateral damage, they tend to approach it in a much more softer way. Until when they find the terrorists in their own enclave with no presence in their captivity, then they can then attack. So you see that it's not an easy problem to solve.
It's not an easy problem to solve, but our government needs to show that they are doing everything they can, and also they should be calling for help. But what they do here is that they are denying that this thing is happening abroad. They are denying. They are saying that we, the Nigerian group and others, are lying. There's no Christian genocide. Whereas America has the names, location, church, and others that have been burnt and killed. They have data. It's not that they know, they're not even listening. They think US is like Nigeria that don't have data. These people have data. So
to what extent can Nigerians cover now? We can't cover such things all over the media. This is happening. So it's not about coming to deny. The truth is there for all to see.
So when you say it's complicated, why is the government not opening up? Say we need help. In fact, call UK and okay, he's a friend to Trump, to Macron, France. We saw him going to Benin Republic. You can call France, come and help. Well, France has a bad reputation. My point is, if a man's house is on fire, like we are describing, that 300 and so children were kidnapped. Somebody asked me, how can you kidnap 300 people? Do you know the number of buses you need to move 300 people?
And even at that, while they are traveling on the way, can't they be taxed? A lot of questions. A lot of questions. That is why sometimes, like I said, some people in the government who should are not acting because possibly they are sympathizers to the jihadist cause.
Yeah.
You see the problem? So, like I said, for me, if we get to a point where possibly each region want to protect themselves, because you can't force me to become a Muslim.
You can't. I can't force you to become a Christian either. You're not supposed to force anybody. Yeah.
So that is the crux of the matter.
Yeah. Anyway,
I will not in terms of religion.
Yes, it's a big problem.
And the government have refused to find a way to discard this current constitution and make a constitution that will allow people to determine what paths they will take.
I said that in my interview on channels with Laudo Kandi on Inside Sources. I said that we may have to go back to the initial constitution that we agreed on original. Yes, that's what was agreed upon. Because right now, this 1999 one, I wasn't there when it was written. You weren't there. They said we the people. It's a lie. It's not us.
When writing the Sharia into the constitution, you can imagine that.
Yes.
So you could see that it's something that was already orchestrated. We're only seeing the result now.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, because of time, I'm enjoying my conversation with you, and you have really enriched this life. But we'll have to end here because I understand I have other calls to make. But I want to thank you for your conversation. Please join me. I'll continue this live to create more awareness in the new year. But Merry Christmas to you, Wabara. Merry Christmas to all those that have listened to us. Save Nigerian Group is here to say thank you for all your advocacy, those that are speaking the truth. Our goal is a united Nigeria where Christians, Muslims, and all faiths live together in peace, where people respect their right to religious freedom and the rights of others. We don't want terror groups to operate freely. The United States said, the White House said 3 days ago, that they are putting a ban on Nigeria. One of the main reasons was terror groups, at least, they mentioned two, but they said there are at least 20 terror groups are operating in parts of Nigeria freely. Freely means that they are not hiding. They go to government houses, they negotiate with them, they pay them, they have allocation, they pay people pay tax to go to farm. The American government said that country cannot be allowed to come to US freely. So it is impacting on students that want to come for education, people who want to visit family. It is serious. I just hope the Nigerian government takes this issue seriously. And either if you cannot defeat the terror group, call for help. Welcome help. Call for help that you need help. Don't be denying that it's happening. And stop comparing terror groups with Niger Delta struggle. It makes you look foolish. My name is Stephen Osemwegie, president of Save Nigeria Group. Thank you all for joining this live, and I will see you guys in the new year on live. But if there's any major issue, I will be back because I definitely want to create more awareness on this issue. If you want to learn more about our work, go to our website, www.savenigeriagroupusa.org. And thanks. Happy holidays, guys. Thank you, YouTubers. Thank you. Happy holidays.